I was complaining so much about how I was bored of oud and rose, that combo that's been done over and over again. Overdone is what I should say. But never say never, right? I'm quite impressed with the latest Hermes HERMESSENCE collection fragrance called Oud Alezan. This one right here, as you can see right there. This is quite good. We're not breaking any new ground, but it's done in a really nice way. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. The latest Hermes HERMESSENCE fragrance. It's really, really great, especially if you like the idea of oud and rose. So find out all about it coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. I'm talking about the latest Hermes HERMESSENCE collection fragrance. I actually reported on this when I found out that this fragrance was launching or dropping some time ago. It's finally out. Although I did test this out at the airport. There was an Hermes boutique there. I walked in and I discussed with the associate and they had a sample. I guess some kind of a lab sample. At that time, I liked it. I didn't think it was going to be a wow. But later when the fragrance was launched, I went back, tested it a couple times, really, really enjoyed it. And that's why I'm doing a video on how great this is. Again, we're not breaking any new ground. The oud and rose combo has been overdone, just overwhelmingly overdone. And that's why I've been complaining. We're not getting anything new. And, it's just, everything is smelling the same. But we've got something that's really, really great here. And Christine Nagel has done a great job with this one. So this is a 2024 launch. It's the first eau de parfum concentration HERMESSENCE fragrance. Everything else that came before this has been eau de toilette. Do you think they're going to reformulate the collection and change them to EDP? This is what Chanel did for the less exclusives. They launched Boy in EDP, and then they reformulated everything, and then everything is now in EDP. So I'm hoping that that's what the Hermes does with their fragrances. Well, we're probably not going to have a lot of happy people, but I find the collection to be very light, and I'm hoping they will get the eau de parfum treatment, and hopefully they'll be great as well. But price-wise, it is pretty pricey here for the HERMESSENCE collection. 100 ml for the Oud Alezan is $371. 200 ml is $588. And when you compare it to everything else, the Ambre Narguile 100 ml is $325, so it's around $50 more for the EDP. And then with the 200 ml, it's $516 compared to the $588 for the Oud Alezan. So with this fragrance, the notes that they've reported are exceptional oud, rose hydrolat, and rose oxide. That's not all you get though. Let me tell you what we get. But this is actually inspired by a horse. I was briefly reading a little information about this fragrance, and that's what I heard. I guess something that Christine Nagel was working on as far as ouds go reminded her of a horse. And so here we have, finally, she said she wanted to make a oud fragrance for the house of Hermes. Because this is the first time oud is being used here in any fragrances, I believe, from Hermes. I don't think it's been used before. But yeah, she did a great job with this one. It smells quite fantastic. It's got great lingering power, but it's not one of those beast mode fragrances. It just smells really, really good. So it's oud and rose, two types of roses. For me, the roses seem more like the dried roses. Just imagine, a bouquet of roses, the very fragrant kind, not the kind that you buy in a store has no smell. The ones that smell. And you've had it in a vase, and they started drying. You took them out, threw the water away. You hung them upside down, let them dry. And the smell is still on the flowers. And when you keep going back to those flowers that are hanging upside down, I used to do that when I was very young with flowers and things. And there was a smell in there. It's kind of like that dry, a bit green, but still juicy, jammy kind of rose. That's the kind of rose I get with this one, which is quite good. Now with the oud part though, there's a light funk there, but it's smeared over quite a bit with everything else that's going on. Because I get rose, a lot of it, but I also get some other notes, and I'll tell you what those are in a little bit. But like I said, it's been smoothed over, so there is a little light funk, but it's not necessarily animalic. It's just the way the oud is wearing on skin, so you definitely get to experience that. But what I get with this one is patchouli. Maybe that's why I'm liking it a lot. There's the idea of patchouli in here. And it has a really, really great dry down. And typically, patchouli is found in the dry down or the base notes of a fragrance. So I'm really digging not only the initial spray of this fragrance, but also what's drying down, what it's turning out to be when it's drying down. And that patchouli in here is reminding me of a fragrance I once wore over 10 years ago from the house of Tom Ford called White Patchouli. White patchouli was this clean white patchouli, although there was also rose in there. I believe that one had rose in the notes. Maybe it might have had oud. I can't remember the notes. It's been a while. It was a great fragrance I enjoyed. And this kind of hints at that fragrance for some strange reason. I don't know why. Now, in addition to the patchouli that I'm experiencing here, I'm also getting a little bit of amber. So, to me, it lightly, faintly reminds me of Oud Bouquet. I don't know why, because Oud Alezan is not gourmand. Oud Bouquet from Lancôme is a gourmand. But for some strange reason, when the fragrance is settling, drying down, there's some creamy consistency that appears on skin, almost like amber, lightly hinting at Oud Bouquet. Again, not a gourmand here whatsoever, just the creaminess, the smoothness of Oud Bouquet is kind of appearing here when I'm wearing this one on skin, which makes it for a very pleasant wear. I enjoy it. I enjoy Oud Bouquet because it's got those gourmand qualities, plus it's oud and rose together, plus it has the praline and the chocolatey, creamy consistency there, and you faintly get that here as well, in addition to the fragrance reminding me of White Patchouli from Tom Ford. Let me know if you've already experienced White Patchouli. It's been around. I think it's been gone for a while, but somehow I see them selling at the discounters here and there. So maybe they still have stock out there, but I believe it's discontinued. But I get that with this one, which is quite sexy, because I found that to be very sexy. Patchouli always gives me a sexy vibe. And the fact that this dries down to that, I really appreciate it. And the cool thing about this Oud Alezan also is it's got great longevity. Again, it's not beastly. It's not overly intense. It's not a room filler. It is stronger than some of the fragrances from the Hermessence collection. I personally only have the Ambre Narguile. There was a time I really did not enjoy Ambre Narguile. Then I circled back to it and started enjoying it again, so I have a bottle of that. There are a few other Hermessence collection fragrances that I would like to buy. I believe the Violet Volinka, I think there's that one, which I found to be really quite nice. But I'm really surprised how great this Hermessence collection Oud Alezan is. I think Christine Nagel did a great job with this. Her inspiration is great, and the execution is great as well. But again, we're not breaking any new ground. This has been done countless times before. It's a tried and true, style that's been overdone. But I feel like the way Christine Nagel did this one, there's a simplicity about it and a very edited delivery is what we've given. It's not like throwing everything in the kitchen sink in there and crowding the fragrance. There's a simplicity about it that's actually a joy to wear and very, very inviting. I just really get addicted to the way it smells. So it's a really, really nicely done fragrance, and I'm quite happy with the execution, as I said. And I know a lot of folks are always complaining about Christine Nagel. I don't know what it is about Christine Nagel that rubs everybody the wrong way. I'm not everybody, but you don't know how many times I get comments on videos saying how Christine Nagel has done this bad at Hermes and worst perfumer that and should never have replaced Jean-Claude Helena and yada yada yada. I think she's doing some great work personally, and she's done a great job with Oud Alezan. I think it's a really, really great fragrance. I'm happy it's an eau de parfum, because I've shied away from a lot of the Hermessence collection fragrances. They're just overpriced. I mean, Oud Alezan is overpriced. $588 for 200 ml. More expensive than the Chanel Les Exclusives. So Hermes is more expensive than Chanel Les Exclusives. Chanel Les Exclusives, 200 mls are $500. $588 for 200 ml for Oud Alezan in the Hermessence. But I always felt like Hermessence collection fragrances were way overpriced way back when prices, we weren't complaining about prices of all the private blends and exclusive collections of the brands or designers. They were always overpriced, and now it's even further overpriced. So 200 ml, $588 is really, really expensive for a fragrance like this. But if you have the budget, or you're, you know, contemplating on getting yourself a Oud Rose combo, I highly recommend you try this one because it's done so perfectly. It wears so smoothly. And the fact that it reminds me of the white patchouli and a little faint reminder of Oud Bouquet, I'm sold with this one. It's such a great release, and that's why I wanted to do a video and let you guys know all about it. Again, I don't do a lot of videos on Hermes Hermessence collection fragrances. I do enjoy Hermes's regular lineup. I've been happy with H24. Herbes Vives is a really, really great Herbes Vives. I have a hard time with that fragrance name. That is a great flanker of the original H24. If you haven't tried it, go try it. And there's been some really great work that was launched by or created by Christine Nagel over at Hermes. So she's doing a good job, I think. And again, as I'll say it again, I'm quite happy with Oud Alezan, and hopefully you guys will get a chance to try it. Maybe you're bored of Oud and Rose combo. We keep saying that, but give it a try, because I don't want you to miss out on something that's exceptionally done that, you know, you might think, okay, I'm so bored of that, I'm not going to go close to it, which is what I was going to do as well. I've been saying I'm so bored, I don't even want to try it, but I'm very, very happy that I tried this one. It's a really, really great release from Hermes. Anyway, the negatives, like I said, the negatives are the fact that it's overpriced, and it's another Oud. It's not, you know, it's been done before many, many, many times. But once you get past that, you've got a great release here. So that's my thoughts on Oud Alezan. Let me know your thoughts on Oud Alezan. Put a comment down below so I can find out. Let me know if you've tried it. Let me know if you're curious to try it now, if you were thinking of skipping this one. If I have tried it, what are your thoughts? And maybe you didn't like it. Maybe you tried it and you felt it was let's move on. Anyway, put a comment down below so I can find out. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.